Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live show. Getting going here on a Saturday with y'all. Good to see a bunch of you guys in here right now. Gonna be looking at what we got for today in the NBA. Gonna stick to mostly NBA today. Pretty much got the NFL plays in already that I could get to. This NFL NBA stuff, honestly, at the same time, kind of killing me a little bit. But we'll be looking at this stuff. I got plenty to look at in the NBA that I still haven't really hit up yet. David having some technical difficulties, so we're running dolo like we used to, old school style. I'm gonna have everything going on the bottom line as much as I can. Didn't get any plays in yet for today. Rough day yesterday. I mean, if we look at the volume of these plays from yesterday, we had Malik Beasley that just, I mean, I think we're all pretty frustrated with Malik Beasley right now. I don't think I need to tell everybody on this chat that he went, what was it, like 5 for 16 from the field, 1 for 10 from 3, just hoisting them and sticking daggers in our hearts every single miss that he had out there. So that was tough, but we had the volume. I mean, we chased it, we got it. We had a couple of hits as well, so only lost about like a unit yesterday. I still have to add all that stuff up. Haven't had too much time yet, to be honest with y'all. But don't hate me if I do go back to Beasley. He laid bricks yesterday. Fire Doug Peterson is such a great name. Love the work there, man. But yeah, no, the Beasley bricking stuff was brutal. Beasley bricking stuff was brutal. Trash is harsh, but right now, as of this moment, Grendel, you're not wrong. Bro was trash yesterday. So we're gonna find some other plays here. Like I said, I still have a lot to look at. So hopefully you guys are helping point me in the right direction. And I'm gonna start just seeing what looks you guys have and just kind of go down the line, honestly, and start sharing my screen, see what we got here as I bring up some of the looks you guys have. First question in the chat today was, I didn't see your message if it was yesterday, Twitch, but what do you think? But do you think that placing a bet with the same line as the day before that didn't hit is a good bet for the next day? Like, is there a stat for that? I wouldn't care if there was a stat for that. So that's, if you wanted a stat for that, that would be something that's more like trend betting, right? So you're looking at a trend like, well, if he didn't hit the day before, is he more likely to hit the day after? That doesn't matter to me. That trend is just based on what happened, based on better information than that. So the information I'd be looking at is not necessarily, do I care about yesterday? Because if I cared about yesterday for Malik Beasley, I would not even come close to touching him again. But here's what I'm looking at for Malik today. So I can just kind of use that as the example. And I haven't decided if I want to bet on him or not. I don't know if I want to welcome that level of evil into my life right now. But let me start presenting and share props madness with you guys and see what we got here. If we can figure it out. And David, if you're listening too, no worries if you can't make it in today. If there's some issues, man, just feel free to jump in the chat. Whatever works, all good. But so it's not about what he did or didn't do the day before necessarily. In fact, I like fading recent results, right? We've talked about that before. For those of you guys that watch Matt Modai's show, he loves to talk about fading recent results because if you think about it, right, dude went 5 for 16 from the field yesterday. That is good for 31%. He's not a 31% shooter. He's probably, let's see what he is on the season, just using StatMuse real quick. Malik Beasley this season. Let's just start there. As far as this season goes, he's shooting 42% from the field, right? 40% from 3, not 10% like he did yesterday that we can see here. So I actually like the fact that his averages means that before long, he has to come up to those averages because he's going to be shooting 42, 43% on the season, and he just shot 31, right? So actually, I like fading what happened recently because the averages say that he should come back up to that number. Whereas if he's hit a million times in a row, shooting 52%, well, he's not a 52% shooter. So when he's hitting a whole bunch of 52% in a row, we know he's probably going to come back down to 30% at some point because he's a 40% shooter, right? So the 30% is an anomaly. I'm not scared of it. What I like is that he shot the ball 16 times. So that's what I'm looking at more than anything is what's the matchup? And this is still a pretty good, well, I'm sorry, no, I forgot. I thought he was playing the Bucks for a minute. No, they're playing the Timberwolves, obviously, who did not play yesterday. I already can't remember. Last night was a lot. No, they played. Yeah, the last game that they had was Jan 2nd against the Celtics. So they've had a day off. They're coming in rested. This is not a great matchup for him, but that's more important to me than what did he do the day before? Is there a trend that says when he doesn't go over, he's going to go over the next game? Like that stuff is just trend betting that really doesn't have any impact on what's coming up in this matchup. I care about the matchup, the situation, all that. So it's a great question, but the answer, unfortunately, isn't yes or no. The question is, doesn't matter. It's actually just what's the matchup today? Do I still see him getting the minutes, etc.? And it's not a great matchup, so I might stay away from Beasley in this one, but that's kind of where we're at with things. So just keep that in mind. I believe David's in here, just doesn't have the mic and stuff working, so should be able to help out with everything. But let me know if you can. Just hit that private chat up, David, and we can make sure you're good to go in here. All right, quick reminder to go ahead and give that video a like if you would. Goes a super long way. Really, really helpful for everything we're doing here. So much appreciated. I have a lot of work to do, so let me go ahead and not dilly-dally, start getting into some of the looks that you guys have, and really just use that as my guide here, y'all. So hopefully we get these looks in. But which game is the question? Do I really even want to start with? Like, we got Cam Thomas already out. This is Tank Job 3000 by the Brooklyn Nets. So I don't know that we're going to spend. Oh, wait, right. This is where we got to start. Excuse me. I'll be shocked if nobody has D'Angelo Russell as a look that they'd like to go over in the chat right now. I'd be absolutely shocked. So let's start with D'Lo. And let me make sure I'm not lying, but say what's up to you guys too. We got Marcus in here. Just seeing. Oh, yeah, we got the Lil Baby album as the new soundtrack for sure. Maybe we look at some James Harden going over since that's his boy. Let's see. David, hit me. You can hit us up. There's no email. It's just maybe you mean DM of some kind. But if nobody responded to you, they will. It's just we're sort of a small team here, so we'll get back to you. Promise about that. But all right, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. If you do want to get in the VIP, we still have the ability to what they're talking about there. If you want to sign up for one of the books, I'll just let you guys know. There's a description of the video has all the books listed that you can sign up for, and then go ahead and get a free month once you send me proof that you signed up using code LYB. Get all your bonus bets and all that, and then you'll get a free month. Just hit me up on Twitter or Discord's the best. Yeah, at JL Boogie is going to be the best way to do that. So, all right, let me keep rolling though and get into these plays because I don't want to waste any time. Like I'm actually feeling pretty behind here. So looking at D'Lo real quick, let's just look at his stuff and see if there's anything there, and then we'll move on. I'm sure somebody is asking about D'Lo somewhere. For D'Lo, 18.5. We've got let's see. Oh, David, we got you?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Oh yeah, welcome back, bro.
Sorry about that.
No, dude, you kidding me? Technical difficulties. What are you supposed to do? We're still in the hunt for an IT guy right now, so we'll get that going. I'm kicking it with D'Lo, 18.5 points against Philly. You can get 17.5. So yeah, make sure you're not taking 18.5. That's ridiculous. 17.5 minus 105. Don't mind that. So against basically this, what do we think of Philly's defense? I'm not super impressed. I don't know if anybody else is. Their D rating on the season is 16th. So right in the middle of the pack there. For them, limiting point. I mean, it's tough. They've been having guys in and out of lineup all night. I don't know how they are at limiting point guards. Let's just look at that shit real quick. On FanDuel Fantasy Pros, let's just see where they're at specifically with PGs. Points, this is fewest. Let's go to most. Philly's pretty bad limiting the point guard position and points. They're like bottom 10 right here. And then rebounds, they're actually pretty good limiting rebounds and assists as well. So they're actually giving up a lot to the point guard in terms of scoring. If we look at PNR ball handler, not bad actually. Pick and roll man, they are bad. Interesting. So why are they giving up so much to the point guard? Transition, they give up a ton. The dimes, what are those at as well? We should at least know. 6.5, pretty doable. He's had a ton of potentials in the last two games, 16 and 17 in his first two games with this squad. I kind of like that. Philly off the spot up, looking at that real quick. Philly off the spot up. 9th best, limiting the spot up. All right. Defense in terms of the shot zone here, you can see he's scoring 46% of his points from the top of the key, and I'm pretty sure that's off pull-ups, right? So 21st, that's good for us if we want to take an over for D'Lo. Let me go over to NBA real quick and just see about the difference between this is the injury report. I'll keep that up. But let's look at NBA advanced stats and just pull up how the 76ers defend against the pull-up versus the catch and shoot. I'm pretty sure they're going to be bad against the pull-up, which is nice. So I'm going to pull-ups opponent shooting to see what they do there. We look at frequency of pull-ups against them. Not that high. Yeah, they're middle of the pack everywhere. That's why I also hate looking at their defense. They're going to be like pretty much give up whatever they decide each game. They're going to be kind of versatile that way. And they're actually pretty good limiting field goals made off the spot up here. So they're going to be in the top 7, 8 limiting spot up pull-up shots rather. Excuse me. This is pull-ups. Interesting. Off the 3-point, is it the same? No, they're a little bit worse against the 3-point. Yeah, so it's the 3-point spot ups, which are pull-ups rather, which is why they're bad above the break where those dudes are pulling up. Like a lot more of these shots above the break are pull-up shots as opposed to the catch and shoot, unless you get like an offensive rebound kick out. So I'm liking well, he had 11. Yeah, I'm liking the points and assists, to be honest. And the assists, I don't know how we can ignore, 16.5 potential assists in 2 games. That's kind of what we're looking for here is just what he's done in these 2 games. So I know there's a bunch of dudes out for Brooklyn who's super tanking. So let's just at least look. We got Bogey out, Clowney available, Cam J out. Obviously, D'Anthony's still out for the season. Cam T out, Trenton Watford out. So it's really the D'Lo show. And the question is, do we trust the points more? Or do we trust the assists more? Or do we just do both? Because in this game, he shot 13 times, 11 times, but that was because Cam T was out there. Now Cam J is also gone. You got to project him for a few more shots. So like if you put him at like 13, 14 shots, then you got to like that. Right. I don't care about any of this, by the way. This is all LA. I hope no one worries about what happened in the hit rate and all that stuff. Like none of this matters. This is just D'Lo taking shots and me trying to take a shot on him at this point. So points and assists, we got 24.5. You can get 23.5 for doo-doo odds. So 24.5, which is 18 and 7. Yeah, that's fine. 8. So 24.5 minus 1. They like, this is way worse juice, obviously. Wonder if we just take them separate, honestly. Just take the assists, take the points, seeing what you guys are saying. Dave, is anybody talking about this at all, David? Just so I can try to speed it up too.
To be honest, I'm almost caught up.
Okay, no worries. Keep going. You're doing great. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is the only thing we're looking at. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is what we're looking at right here. Let's see. Yeah, I think I do like the assist a bit more, obviously, with the potentials out there. He's not going to have anybody to fucking pass to. But 109 on Caesars is a good look for the first play, honestly. I'm super good with that. And as far as assists allowed, 17th. And the points too. What are the threes at real quick? How many? Yeah, he hasn't shot that. He shot 4 yesterday or 2 days ago. Shot 6 without those dudes, and he's at 2.5. Yeah, I'm good on the threes. All right, let's go either PA or dimes. And the points at 18.5 shouldn't really scare me either. Bro's gonna be chucking. Like, what's he out here to do? His matchup is likely gonna be, let's see real quick, Caleb Martin, right? And we got Ben Simmons out here. I know this matchup is gross, but like, who's playing for Brooklyn? They got to score at least some points and get some assists. And I mean, if you look at Ben Simmons he's playing without these dudes, there's not much to help you except for just the minutes. It is pretty gross. Let me just click on D'Lo PA and move the hell on. I think PA is the simple play here. Flip 23.5 minus 130. Take the 23.5 if you can get that. So then the best price here becomes 117 on Caesars for the 24.5 against Philly. Are they going to get, who the fuck is Philly? No one's blowing out. Philly's not blowing out anybody. All right, David, let's get that as the first bet, if you don't mind. Let's get D'Lo. Look at this world-class handicapping right now. Just like, what do you mean? Who the fuck else is going to shoot? D'Lo. All right, so I got to get the points in there because I'm going to feel like an idiot. If Ben Simmons is out there even for 25 minutes, dipping into the assists, then I also want to keep the points as an option. 17.5 is great. So 17.5 and the assist. Yeah, all right. Minus 117 on Caesars. So PA for D'Lo over 24.5. That is minus 117 on Caesar. Cool. You good with that, David? Just want to make sure we're good.
Yes, I am.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Today is Saturday. 4. All right, so that's me scrolling on the bottom line. All these plays are going to be on the bottom line if you need them. And if you're coming in late, hopefully that's where you can make sure you check them out. Let's see. Russell or 21 minus 117 Caesar. All right, let's get it. We're good there. All right, keep rolling. Yeah, we don't really need to talk about this game, but I do think there's something to the idea of like Ben Simmons, like RA or something. Rebounds have not been impressive, but like, let's say he gets 25 minutes. How often is he even playing 25? Yeah, let's say he gets 25 minutes tonight. So we can look at that with advanced filters, go to minutes, look at 25. They're going to have super thin rotations at this point. Yeah, still not great on the boards, to be honest. And we don't know who they're going to be running with. So yeah, let's move the hell on probably at this point. As far as like Joel and them, Joel's still questionable. I don't feel like dealing with that right now and trying to figure that out, bro. So, all right, we're good there. I'm going to take the combo, like I said, because I think he's going to do both. I think he's going to take the 15 shots today for D'Lo and all of that. Guys, do we got to look at do we got to look at this game? What's the injury report like for Minnesota Detroit? Any looks that people were bringing that stood out to you from this game?
I mean, I just thought of what you said the other day, which was, playing the guards against these two guys. So I thought maxi points was interesting this morning.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably the chalkiest thing ever.
Yeah. It's one of the chalkier things, but yeah, I mean, whatever. We don't care about chalk. We just care about wins. What I was looking at, I think Julius Randle was a look for some people too, which I thought was interesting.
It was.
Yeah. Jay Randle, the thing I look at here is like, look at who his matchup is. It's Tobias. So that's a starting point. The thing I was already going to is the dimes, because like if we get these at 4.5, they're still good, but it's this minus 145 that's really sticking in my craw, if you will. So I was considering the rebounds are 7.5, hella juiced. Because that's what he's averaging on the season. The rebounds are not as this is a good rebounding team, to be honest. It's still the assists, because he's still got, he had 16 potentials against Boston. He's up at about 10 per game since we sort of started calling out this point forward stuff for him, basically, which was in the first game against Golden State there. Well, this third game for them this season. So in this one, he started the double digit potentials, 9, 9, 11, 9, 9, 10, and 16. And granted, like this one is going to be an anomaly. I don't think he's going to get to 16 very often. I still think 10 is a good number. And if he's getting 10 potentials, I like him to get 5. I think 55% is reasonable for him on his potential, his assist percentage off of those potentials is what I'm trying to say. It's the defensive matchup I can't really like fathom, but yeah, minus 145, I'd have to find something to dejuice that basically. And then maybe it's worth it, to be honest. So let's see real quick if we can do that, because that's what I like here, honestly. Yeah, Tobias Harris on the rebounds is still going to be probably a good look because of where they're at with who else is around them. But let me at least just start here, see if we can't find something for Randle to dejuice that assist prop, because I still think that's worth it. And if we like it, there's no reason to not take something that's simple to dejuice it. So let's at least just start with the core prop here. We got assist. Do we want to keep it in this game? We don't even have to do it in this game. If we like another bet a lot, we can just add it to that. In fact, we could just do like Malik Beasley, 10 plus points. What if he didn't get it? And then that fucked our parlay and everybody hated it. Let me just see. Now I'm talking myself into it, because he's at 15.5 points, I think, is Malik. And we're in a same game parlay. Let me just see before we all fucking start getting mad at Malik again. Let me just see real quick. Julius on the dimes. So 5+ I'm not scared of, because I'm going to take this anyway. I just don't want it at minus 155. So I'm just saying I'm just going to take something to dejuice it. I'm not really even looking at this as a parlay. I'm looking at it as, again, a dejuicer. If anyone is not sure what I mean by that, let me know. But the juice and the odds are related terms. But yes. All right, cool. So the question is dejuicing just means adding something to it to make it a 2-pick parlay that, yes, we could take an alt line on the second bet, but I just don't like this bet. So I want something that I feel very, very strongly is going to hit at an alt line just to get it to even money or better, right? So if we're looking at Malik Beasley on the points, even 10 gets us to like minus 120. It's at least that's stomachable. And I feel like that's a pretty nice guaranteed bet, because I really do want to go back to Malik, and I do think he's going to make up for it, whether it's this game or the next one. He's going to come back really strong in the very, very near future. But that doesn't need to be it. And to be honest, the other thing here is we might be better off not doing a same game parlay, because they will give us shittier odds on a same game parlay. Why do you think they have a whole other tab for it, basically, right? I mean, I'm sure there's some IT functionality going on there, but it's mostly that. So let's go to assist for Julius. Let's take over 4.5, right? Because first of all, if I go to same game parlay and I use him at 5+ assists, they're giving me minus 155. So they're already fucking me in that sense, right? So I don't need to make it a same game parlay. I can just take Julius on the 4.5 dimes, and then I can move the hell on from this game and go to a different one. So let me see.
Check out Haliburton over 3.5 rebounds. That was something that Free Sauce brought up in the chat this morning that I liked.
Interesting. For my like guaranteed dejuicer, I'm not sure I'm going to Tyrese rebounds to start, just because I'm not saying it's not a good hit rate. I'm sure there's good logic behind it, but it's not the like, this happens all the time that I'm kind of looking for. It's just not something I feel like I have that much control over either, from the standpoint that, I mean, let's just go there for a second. I mean, this is gonna be the best way to do it. I was looking at this game, and I do have a lot of bets for this game once I know what the hell's going on with Brad Beal. That's the problem, for a lot of this game, or at least for the Suns players. If we're looking at Tyrese on the boards, just because I'm bringing it up, just because it was brought up. He has been rebounding a good amount. We got a nice hit rate here. It's not very good odds, obviously. On the season, he's at 3.7. So overall, like the bigger sample size is telling us that he hasn't been doing it that much this season. Overall in the season, he's at, in the 35 games, he's right at about 51.5%. So I don't know that this is something that's like, I know it's a nice hit rate in the last like 10 to 11. I'm not discounting that at all. I'm just saying the overall sample size here indicates that like this is basically a 50-50 shot, and we're still getting maybe a little better, but you're still getting kind of shitty odds because of the fact that he's been doing it recently. If there's a reason he's been doing it outside of just that he just happens to have been doing it in the last 8 to 10 games, then I'm down to listen to that too, right? Like when we talk about Kamara rebounds, we said this is in conjunction with Thibault being out, although I think Thibault's been out for the whole year. But anyway, that's kind of the point there. The stuff I'd be looking at in this game, if we can get it, is like I do like the idea of like Tyus Jones PA if we're playing without Beal. I like Booker a lot as well on things even as like PA, like points assists without Brad Beal, potentially some KD rebounds. But I don't know enough about Brad Beal to go with that just yet. I'm trying to find, like, I think I do. I'm going to feel more comfortable keeping the parlay in that game, but let's do this. I'm going to use Julius as a 4.5 assist piece. Let's at least just know that we're looking for a parlay piece to play with that as a dejuicer. We'll just kind of keep going through it, the slate here. And as we find something, we're like, oh, that's a bet, right? We like it a lot. We'll throw it into the parlay with Jay Randle's assist on the on there. And this scares me all the time. Like this could be helpful, Larry. Like the Minnesota money, I haven't really capped that enough to go like, yeah, that's worth it, right? To add it to it. Like, do I really feel like they're in a place that I just on the road again, that they're just going to beat this Pistons team that I don't think is that bad, as much trouble as they had with the Hornets last night. I still think they play up to their comp a lot. So not going to be where I go with this, but let's keep rolling for a minute and see what we got. This is interesting. Prime picks. What's up, man? It says Hart double, Joker triple. That could be a nice little parlay. Cool. Yeah. And that's the thing too, Thomas. Like, yeah, I can see taking the PA for Randle. The points are pretty high. 25.5 is all right, but that's saying that we need 26, which still works. Minus 110 on MGM is not a bad price if that's what you're getting. I saw it at a slightly worse price elsewhere, but yeah, let's keep going through a couple other things, other games, and get into some other looks. So if you do want to jump into the VIP, despite having one bad night last night, we're still up more than 45 units on the season. No, 47 units on the season. So do still have the promo here running. Jeez, if I could talk on a Saturday, where if you do sign up for any of these books, they're all listed in the description of the video. So if you want to check out the books there that we have available and you don't have an account yet with Underdog or BetMGM or Sleeper or Better or what have you, they're all listed in there in the description. You can sign up using code LYB, get all your bonus bets and free money. Send me a screenshot proving that you signed up using code LYB, and I'll get you a free month in the Discord, or the VIP section of the Discord. If anybody's hit me up directly and I haven't hit you back yet within the last, let's say, 24 hours, just give me a sec. It's on an automatic process. It is but me doing it for right now. So let's see, which game do we want to go to next? Should we just go to Chicago, New York? Like these earlier games, whatever. Anything stand out in terms of like the games that people had a lot of picks from, David, perchance?
Were a bunch of looks for the Indy game. There's a bunch of looks for the New York game, okay, and a couple looks for the Portland game too.
Portland game.
Portland and Milwaukee.
Yeah, Portland, Milwaukee. Yeah, that's fine. We can go there for a minute. Let's see. Yeah, I feel you on this. D'Angelo is a disaster defensively, but I don't think D'Angelo Russell is going to be guarding Tyrese Maxey. They'll try to find him on some switches with the pick and roll, but that is not going to be the defender. Just because it's point guard, ball handler doesn't mean they're going one-on-one. This ain't like right back in the day where it was like John Stockton, Gary Payton going at it. Like, nah, these dudes suck on defense, so they're not guarding the best players on the other team anymore. That's what they got 3-and-D specialists for, is so that guys like D'Angelo Russell don't have to be good at defense and they can still be in the league, essentially. All right, yeah, keep it. I'm going to get into this. I think we're going to look at the Chicago-New York game for a minute. So first look, obviously, when we talk about Chicago, it's going to be Brunson assists. It's going to be point guard assists against Chicago. They're still giving up where are they at in terms of assists? Let's click on JB for a minute and just see Chicago is 29th, second most assists allowed. I think Denver is the only team giving up more assists than Chicago, so keep that in mind as well, just overall for anybody that dimes up. Excuse me. What? did I just do? All right, keep it moving. The Jalen Brunson dimes are 8.5. He had 8 in the last game against them. They are juiced. I mean, hell, man. I mean, Pinnacle's got this plus 105. We've talked about this before with Pinnacle. This is a sharp book, meaning that what they have listed here is probably more accurate, almost definitely more accurate than what DraftKings or BetMGM. And at the very least, they've done their own work to come up with this number more than these guys have. So we can trust it a lot more. They don't like Brunson at 8.5. They got plus 105. That's implying it's like a 40-something% chance that he's going to get that, right? So not great. Obviously on the season, he's at 7.7. He has been diming up a bit more. Say what we have their last 23, not really too much though, because there's only been, how many games has he played this season? 34 games this season. So right over 41% of the time, it's a lot. I wouldn't say like anything's changed to insinuate he's going to keep getting a lot more, but yeah, that's really it. What would I use to even look at this, to be honest, with Brunson right now? There's nothing really on the injury report for either of these teams. I know Brunson's probable, so he's going to give it a go. As far as the Bulls, Io's out. That probably would have been actually the main defender. Now we're looking at some doo-doo. So maybe we do need to be looking at the points here. What did he do head-to-head on the points last game? 24. Did they lose last game? They lost by 1. That was at home for Chicago. He went 9 for 20, though. So he still took a ton of shots. Didn't get it. He was never going to get it against OKC. Still took 23 shots. Then Washington didn't need to do it. They won by 20. He's kind of played like ass there, too, to be honest. But like then we got 31 shots against Washington the game before. 21. I mean, the shots are there. It does seem like the 25.5. That's why. God damn. Every time 25.5. The pick and roll ball handler points. Yeah, it's going to be the 4th most. I mean, it's just a high number. It's just that I don't think we have an edge. Even at 20, like he's averaging 25. We're at 25.5. Pinnacle likes it at 26, to be honest. I really don't know how to break this down out to give me more an advantage. Just really just feels like a 50-50 bet based on Chicago being bad. And I don't really like to do that, man. I don't like to force it just because it's like, I really, really want to go over. Well, they know that. That's why they gave you 25.5 and nothing lower. So man could go off today. I get it. But yeah, I don't even know that he'll have to. Obviously, they all play a million minutes, but Josh Hart on the double-double was a look from a couple people too. He has been balling on the points. What about the dimes? I don't usually feel comfortable with. The boards got 8.5. He didn't get it yesterday. That was against a bad rebounding team at 18 rebound chances for 7 boards. That's not great. 19, 25. Yeah, these are all bad teams that he went off on, except for St. Anne. So against Chicago last game on the boards, let's see here. 8 of them on 18 chances, dog. Well, you got Cat's big ass down there stealing all the rebounds. Obviously, that's going to be a part of it. And now they got him at 26.5 because Vooch is ass, and he scored 46 on Vooch last game on 30 shots. That's where that's where Brunson's points went. Let's see for Mikhail. What did he do against him last game? I'm now just going to the box score, honestly. He had 20 on him. I think OG didn't do much then. Somebody, I mean, what did OG do head-to-head? He had 14. Yeah, OG's the odd man out when it comes to the points. I don't know how to get an edge.
Zach Levine, RA. I think that line's at 7.5.
Really? Sounds low. It doesn't really dime up, though. So we got 3.5 on the assists, and the boards are also 3.5. So he would technically need 7. And now we're getting 7.5 on the rebounds and assists, meaning we technically need 8. So they're kind of trying to jip us there, too. Right? You see what I'm saying? Like rebounds, they're giving us 3.5, so he needs 4. Yeah,
they have like an edge of like that half there, basically, or 1, really.
Yeah. 3.5 is 4. So I guess he does technically need 8. No, it's the same math. It's 7.5. I'm an idiot. It's still 4 and 4. Minus 125. Yeah, it makes sense the way it's priced, honestly. 8.9. Where the Knicks at? Their defense is so weird, man. It's like not that bad, but not good. It's 14th. It's definitely not good. I'll tell you that. Where are we at with them?
It looks like they pick and choose nights to like give it 100%.
I mean, they're giving the most points per game to the pick and roll ball handler. So they're definitely not good off the pull up. He's scoring almost half his points either, he's scoring 3/4 of his points either next to the basket or above the break, which is today's NBA. 19th, limiting it next to the bucket. 11th up top. What did he play? Did he even play last game? 31 against him last game, 17 shots. He shot 71% from the field. I don't know that I want to bank on that happening, but So he's at 22.3 on the season. Tough, man. Tough. All these numbers don't really add up to like helping me out here. If he plays 30 minutes, he's still at 22, right? Like 32 minutes, a little bit better, 23.6. Yeah, this number is just really high. I wouldn't play 23.5 on the points. The rebounds and assists, I don't really know how to cap that. I guess the rebounds have a nice hit rate. That you have an edge from the standpoint that he's at 4.4 on the season. As far as guard rebounding against the Knicks, I guess we could take a look at that real quick. Shooting guard, Rebs against New York. I don't think it's going to be great. Yeah. I don't know that I would find an edge there either. There's nothing like speaking to me about that one. I thought about Vooch on the points as well because of how bad Cat is on defense. He can get him into foul trouble. You can bring him out to the break and shoot those threes. He had 14 shots last game. Let's see real quick. Pick and roll man, yeah, because Cat's defense sucks. So he's scoring most of his points rolling as the pick and roll man. And then defense. Yeah, for Vooch, it's really just he's at 20 on the season. We got 18.5 again, priced against a pretty Pinnacle doesn't like it. 18.5 minus 108. So they're not super fond of it. Yeah, I just don't have something that's like speaking to me. I'm not gonna be forcing bets today either, y'all. Like I was
just gonna say we don't need to force it.
Yeah, it's Saturday. We've talked about it before. Like weekends kind of get weird sometimes. Last weekend was a bad weekend. Not really trying to replicate that just because Friday night didn't go as planned and lost like a unit or two. Honestly, I'm okay losing a unit or two. I don't need to force it the next day because we're feeling it. All right, let's look at Josh Giddey. RA. Let's see if we can find something. Josh Giddey, 12.5. Where are we at? Please don't be like 15.5, man. 13.5. Okay. Something we can talk about at least, but 12.5 would be lovely. He's at 13.8 on the season. It's just they're all right at the averages. If we take Io out, I mean, Io doesn't miss very many games, so it's not like this is going to be a huge sample size. Io out over in 2 of 3. They lost by 18 to the Wizards the other night. God damn. How do you show your face after that? Let me pull up Fantasy Labs for a minute, see if we can't find something there. And as I'm like doing this stuff, David, feel free to just like start throwing stuff on the screen if you think it's like at least worth me just eyeing it. And
so I've been going through myself and just trying to match up the Chicago sort of like where they're weak on defense, which is above the break and in the paint, which kind of matches up really well with Cat. And then I just looked at what he did this year against them, and he blew up last time, which makes me like a little bit nervous.
Cat,
yeah, he had 46 points against them last time. So I'm wondering, Cat threes or just Cat points? The line for points is at 26.5. Okay. Obviously worried about a blowout, but
I don't know how worried about it I am. I don't like Chicago, but what the reason for the blowout would basically be like that the Knicks are pissed and they should be a better team. I feel like they play down, but I could be wrong there. That's not
the hit rate like that's on Props Madness. You know, when they pick the 5 players that are sort of like that player, is 80% and average.
Which bet are we talking about right now? Sorry, I feel a little bit lost.
Sorry, Cat points.
Cat points, got it. 26.5.
Yep.
Okay, stand by because we're looking at Giddey, but yes, we can look at that in one sec. This is me with the starting 5 that we'll see today, which would be the starting 5 anyway, to be honest. Kobe, Josh, Nikola, Pat, Will, and Zach LaVine. When Io and Torrey Craig aren't going to play this game anyway. But so Giddey in this situation, we're looking at 11 boards, 9.2 assists per 36 minutes. That's a lot. That is a lot of RA. 11 boards per 36, and so it's he and Vooch just getting all the rebounds. That's the first part of this. Wow. Okay, let's see. So we've got him at, let's do this per minute for a minute. So for Giddey, we've got rebounds 0.31, assists 0.26. So that's 0.57. So 0.57 RA per minute is what he's averaging when he plays with this 5 right here. And this is going to be the 5. Like it'll start, it'll close. This will be the 5. So if we multiply this by 25, let's say it's 25 minutes. That's 14 right there. Just on average. It's just hood math. And I like the numbers without Io in those two games. So let's put him at the minutes. Let's take the minutes and put him at 25. When he averages 20, when he plays at least 25 minutes a season, he's at 14.3 per game. This is at minus 115 is the best number right now on 365. All right. So how many minutes do we think he's going to play is a good starting point too. So let's say it's 25. He should still get there as long as he's not playing like dog shit. 28 minutes. Now he's at 15.8, right? And let's see real quick. How many did he play in the 3 without Io? Don't really care about the Wizards game where they got smacked, which is hilarious. And Io played in that game too. Okay, so without Io, he played 30 and 29 minutes. I think 28 is a good projection for him. I think getting about 16 RA is probably in the cards for him. And I think that means we're good to take over 13.5 at minus 115. So I like that find. Much obliged. Let's take Josh Giddey. Should we? Yes, we should. All right. Josh Giddey over 13.5 RA is good at minus 115. Don't hate it. I think we've got an edge here. What did he do against him last game? Let me just see. He didn't even play enough minutes last game. Yeah. He did play 28. So this was one of his unders. They won by what? He played 28. Io played in that game, though. So it's also different because when Io is off the floor and he's not playing with him at all, then he's good to go. So, all right, we're going to throw that on the bottom line. If you would, please, David, we're adding Josh Giddey over 13.5 RA is minus 115 on Bet365. Just follow the math here. All right, cool. We're good with Giddey. This is just simple math because 13.5 in a situation where he's without Io, I think we're getting an edge that they're not taking into account because of how much Io Dosunmu and he do similar things on the floor, and that takes away from Giddey. But those rebounds should be there for him as Vooch and Cat battle down low. So as far as Cat points, like I'm just not obliged to take like a 26.5 point prop. I know this is a good matchup. I know that this is where you go to target things. That's what the books know as well. So they put it 2.5, 3 points higher than 2.5 points higher than what his average on the season is. Only going over on the season as a whole, right? Like in the 33 games he's played, he's hit 27 points 13 times. So that matters, right? Like his averages, what he normally does matters. If he goes off, but that would be a little bit outside the norm and not something that I necessarily want to put my money on. I always want to put my money on Mikhail. I just don't know how to get there now. It's something we've been betting at 16.5, 17.5, and you love that edge. And then it starts going up and you're like, yeah, this is what we talk about. Today's price is not yesterday's price and vice versa. So, and just so everybody knows, if you want to look at that stuff, you go to Betting Pros. This is one of the spots you can look at anyway. And this is linked in the description of the video for those interested. This will help you find a player, pick a prop, and see what their recent lines have been. So if I put Mikhail in here, Mikhail the Destroyer. Cool. Let's look at that. Thank you. We will definitely look at that then too. Thanks, David and Anna. Add Cat 20. Yeah, I see where you're at. Even 20 makes me nervous. I think we can do a little bit better than 20, but please keep throwing that out. For those that are not aware, we are looking for a leg to add to the Randle assist that we just are like, I'm down to put a minus 300 next to it and just get it to like even money. I think minus 300 probably puts us at about minus 105 for that bet, right? Let's do it this way real quick. And I'll look at Mikhail, but I'll get back to what I'm saying. Here comes the ADD. But if I pull up this betting calculator, or no, I need a parlay calculator. Let me pull that one up. Stand by. Let me use the one on, let's just use the one here on Fantasy Life. All right. So let's say we're betting $100, whatever. Let's say the odds for Randle are minus 145, right? Hey, what's up? My G, minus 145. Let me see what I want. Let's see what minus 300 does to the next leg. This is going to get us to plus 125. So a minus 300 bet of any kind that y'all find, or worse, or slightly worse, honestly. I don't care if it can get to minus 400. Help me find a minus 300 to minus 400 bet that we can add to the Julius Randle 4.5 assists to get this above plus money and feel really good about it. That's what we're looking for. Something simple and easy that we feel very, very good about. What's good, Daft? What was he say? What did Daft have to say? He's always in here. Do we lose that Daft one? There we go. What up? Did we smash on Big Purr already? That is a great name. Has no one called him Big Purr before? Love that name. What did you smash for Big Purr? I don't know that I want 26.5, but happy to hear your logic always, my dude. All right, cool. We're gonna be looking for that minus 300 or 400 to help us with the Julius Randle bet. Por favor. Here's what I was looking at with Mikal Bridges. Points, right? If we just scroll down to his points prop here, this is just recently 18.5. And by the way, against OKC, we got this at 16.5 because we waited for Jalen Brunson to get ruled in officially, which is not going to be the case today. It's different. This price is probably gone. But look at how much this price was at, right? We even had days where we had a 14.5 because it was against Orlando, which he still hit. Oh, my God. Yeah, you got that at a great price, brother. 23.5 is wonderful. That's right around his season average already. Does not make me nearly as uncomfortable as does the 26.5. So I appreciate that you shared the 23.5. It's just, yeah, it's gone. So anyway, you get my point here. This is me like buying, right? Like for those of y'all buying coins, right? Like buying Bitcoin at like right now, basically. What is it, like 110 or whatever it's trading at when dudes were buying, right? Like even when I first jumped in and it was at like 10K, I was just like, what? I missed out on 5K. I missed out when Bitcoin was 500. Well, that's what I feel like right now with Mikal. It's like I missed out on, I didn't miss it because I was hitting it, but the price changed and I hate that. So 18.5, it's still a good matchup. It's not like this team's good against a spot up. They're not good anywhere, right? They're better against a spot up. That's the only thing that makes you worried, but maybe we'll come back to Mikal. I think we're good on this. I'll at least look at Kobe White RA because it came up. And yeah, he's been hitting. I remember he had a hell against Charlotte, right? And then he got the points eventually, but I'm not inclined to take it as much with this lineup either. If we look at the way that this lineup plays, Kobe's at he's basically at 0.2 RA per minute. So 0.2 times, let's say he plays 34 minutes tonight. That's 6.8, right? So what he's averaging when he plays with this starting lineup is 0.2 RA per minute. If you put him at 34 minutes, he's 6.8. Right. And this is telling us that he needs to get 8 here. Just doesn't seem like that's the play with the lineup that we're going to have out there. All right. So I'm going to move past this for now. We don't have anything on what's his name, right? We don't have anything on the Suns is what I'm trying to say.
Not yet. I just refreshed a minute ago.
How helpful is this? Status Joel Embiid game time decision. Thank you for that. Wonderful. I love we'll tell you about this in a little bit. Okay. Now Tyus Jones is listed questionable. All right. We're moving past that game, man. That was a look, but I need everybody to play, David. That was definitely somewhere I was going. In my notes was under 19.5 PRA for Mason Plumlee. If we get the starters if we get Beal out, even if we just have Beal out there, like I'm down to take under PRA on Plumlee for sure, Plum Dog. But now we've got Tyus Jones also questionable, in addition to Beal being questionable, right? Beal I don't feel like is going to play either, so I can't take that under for Miles. But I like where your head's at for real. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know Jabba, one of the VIP cappers in the Discord as well. He's in here talking about Wemby under. I saw that from your look earlier. I didn't have a chance to look into it more, but that's going to scare some folks. What did he have at the half? Like 20 and 15 or something yesterday. Like he went crazy yesterday. Wish I was 26.5 points and he still just mashed it. So, and Wemby rebounds was the one we liked too, for real. So. Yes, by the way, Fantasy Labs is free. So I don't know how long that'll last for this functionality. Some of it is not, but this functionality for the on-off court stuff is definitely free. Check out the description of the video that has that linked in there for sure. Colin's sexy. 15.5. All right, let's get into, should we get into the Utah game? Is that where we're going? Is that what it's come to? Because I can't touch this right now. Oh man, I forgot they were playing the fucking Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler. Wow. Come on, Jimmy. Like, come on, Jimmy. So what's Tyler Hero going to do now? Because I picked his ass up in fantasy. So, like, is this not where we go immediately? Like, the only reason dude wasn't playing minutes was Jimmy Buckets. Or do we call him that still? What do we call him? Maybe Jimmy Bucket of Tears? Can we call him that? Jimmy fucking Baby? 20. I just lost my love of basketball. Oh, my God. Maybe you can cry into your hundreds of millions of dollars about your joy for basketball and just fucking do your job. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Then the whole team has to like answer questions about his fucking, what a baby, yo. Why would you put him on your team at this point? It's gonna fucking fold it for you. I'm assuming Knicks fans don't want Jimmy. If that rumor continues, we can go ahead and squash that shit. Like, zero desire. All right. So we're talking about Terry Rozier again. What about without Jimmy this season? Without crybaby Butler, that emo ass haircut. So much less funny when you're being a baby. 13.5 points without Jimmy, without Jimmy in the minutes. Let's give him 28. Give him 28 minutes. And this is the beginning of the season. I'm inclined to forgive him for this shit right here. It's just tough. I mean, 19 shots, though, against the Rockets the other day, 14 against the Magic, 15 against the Magic. Only dude missing is Jimmy Butler from these games. Like, if he's at 13, 15 shots like that, I don't know how we don't take some Terry Rozier here, honestly. Let's see about Terry Rozier inside of the what's he let me see real quick. All right, cool. Yeah. Remember when we all just loved Jimmy? Oh my God, he carried the Heat to the thing and he beat all these guys, and don't worry about Jimmy and he's going crazy. It's like the whole time it was a facade. I mean, it's not a facade, it's just like we love when he does well on the court. They stops playing on the court and we're like, what? All right, so that makes sense. Let's go to Fantasy Labs real quick. Let's look at Terry Scary. I know I did that backwards. So let's take Jimmy, put his baby ass in the corner. Let's put baby in the corner. Who else are we missing for this injury on Miami real quick? Let me get the refresh. Hopefully y'all are using the official NBA injury report as well. This updates on the half hour every hour. So it's exactly what we get here. It's exactly what the teams are telling the NBA, which is getting pushed out to us. So, and we will get back to this Denver game, but we were talking about the Diaz. Let's get to the Yaz, and then we'll talk about sexy, Colin Sexy. All right, where did the Jazz go? Where did the Heat? Okay, right here. So we got Utah, Miami. So Jimmy's out, Nicole's available, Richardson, whatever. Duncan. All right. So we got everybody in here. So let's just take Jimmy, put baby in the corner. Let's on court throw. So now we're talking about, I don't know if Terry's going to start or not. He hasn't been starting, has he? Now let me just check out that real quick. So this is popcornmachine.net. This is allowing me. I mean, you can see a lot of stuff on this. It's just an easy way to get to the starting lineup for the last Miami game, which is over here against Indy. And in the game flow, it's going to show me who started. Oh, so Jimmy was in that game. Fucking bitch. All right, fine. Whatever. Even if Scary Terry doesn't start and he's looking at 28, 30 minutes, then we're fine. All right, so let's put Terry on the court. This is the problem with this fucking team is I don't know who's going to be on the goddamn court. Scary Terry, out of the Bayou, and Hero. What's that, a 3-man lineup right there? What else do we want to throw in here with them? Who the fuck knows? I mean, could be Haywood. Let's just select the players for right now. Who started in this last game? It was Haywood. All right, so we get Haywood, and they started Duncan. So you really just throw Terry in there probably, unless you bring him off the bench. But let's just put this lineup up. So this season, and let me do per 36. Okay, so he's got a bunch of minutes on the floor with these guys, and Haywood's in there as well. So still not very exciting, dude. 11 points, 5.5 boards, and about 2.5 assists. Still not very exciting for this guy. Just a down year for Terry. You really got to just be predicting that he's going to put it together. 3.5 boards would be where I'd lean, to be honest, because that's what this is telling me is that he boards up a bit more. So he's at about 5.5 rebounds per 36, but I don't think he's playing 36. So I think 3.5 is fair. We're off this. We're off. We're gone. Let's at least look at Sexland or whatever they're calling Colin Sexton. Sex Son, right, with Clarkson. Yeah, boy's been going off. Sheesh, 15.5. Nice little hit right here. Who's been missing for this team? John Collins, Keontae George, John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, Keontae George, John Collins, Keontae George. Svi Mikhailuk was missing in this one against the Pistons. Do not underestimate Svi. I love the Svi. 15.5 though. Let's see who's injured this game for the Yaz. Collins is back. That's why Sexton is down, right? So that's why Sexy is has his points at 15.5, not 17.5 or whatever. Next game. All right, Phil, this is the last one. Weren't you the one that asked about Colin Sexton, Phil, or is that someone else? 15.5 minus 110. All you got to say is it's too much basketball to be looking at Jazz Heat this long. I'll be out, I promise. But I am starting to like Sexton. I mean, let's put this, though. Let's just do this real quick. With JC, with other JC, with Keontae, and with Lowry. And in those games, Colin Sexton's looking at about 16 points per game. So his Jazz lineup is just so in and out with everybody. It's hard to like project the points and whatnot. And so Phil is correct that we should not be looking at this game anymore. All right. Quick reminder, if you do want to jump in the VIP, that you can do that for a free month. If you do sign up for any of the books that are listed in the description of the video, got Underdog, BetMGM, BETR, a couple others that are in there. So use code LYB, sign up, and then send me a screenshot showing me that you signed up. I'll get you a free month in the VIP. You can hit me up at JLBoogie. Twitter and Discord is the places to do that. And then I'll go ahead and get that free month in the VIP once you sign up using code LYB. So sign up for those books, get that free money, and then come my way. Lineup alert. Yabu starting alongside JoJo, Maxi, Paul, and Caleb. All right. That game. I don't know that I'm going to do much with that, but I do appreciate it that you are sharing it with us, David. I do not want to negate your work. You are valued, but fuck that game. I'm pretty sure. Phil, should we move on? If Phil Phillips says we should move on, then we're moving the fuck on. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, too many games to be talking Jazz. There we go. That's all I need to know. Too many games to be talking Philly too, right, David? Yeah. All right, we're good. Thanks for bringing me back. Still looking for that minus 300, minus 400. Has anybody thrown anything that talked to you, David? Minus 300, minus 400. Anybody want to throw a bet in alongside Julius Randle is what I'm wondering.
I highlighted a few minutes ago, but then I think we went to some other picks.
Oh, okay. Got you.
But we get a lot of looks for, I'm not going to pronounce this name wrong, but Denny Avdija?
Close.
Avdija?
Technically, I think it's Avdija because he is Israeli.
Oh.
Would not have guessed that, I bet. Denny Avdija or Avdiha.
He's Avdija. The one, huh?
Yeah. Maybe his dad's actually Hispanic. I don't know. Well, now you got me wondering. Denny Avdija. He is Israeli. We are off the rails. No, he's for sure just straight Jewish for sure. Yeah, those are fellow Israelis. All right, let's keep it moving here. Colin Sexton's scary when he's playing alongside all these other bros. Keep that in mind. Is Dame really only 20 is minus 320? That's what they think. Oh, because it's Portland. I think Dame has ties to Portland. If I do remember, what did he do against them last season, y'all? Let's look real quick. He didn't go off against them, did he? I don't remember, actually. Head-to-head last season against his boys. He played 40 minutes because they lost by 3 in that one. They only won by 6 in this one. Last year was tough for this team, bro. They also didn't have Chris in that game. Chris took 21 shots, 23 shots. How many times have you been getting 20 this season? He's probably got a stupid good hit rate at 20, I'm imagining. Let's bump this down to 19.5 points as the line and see what that does. So he's done that in 17 of his last 23 and 20 of 26 on the season. Pretty good hit rate, 77% hit rate. What I want to know is this, though. What I want to know is, wait, actually, I can do that right here. Let me pull this up. So I want to know what is the implied odds of 77 of a minus 320. So minus 320 has implied odds of 77%. So that's pretty much 76%, right? So the implied odds are what they should be at for this bet. Do we think it's likely that Dame goes under 20 points? Feels pretty unlikely. Is that the play? Let's put that in there as the top candidate for sure for the play alongside Jay Randall's bets there for sure. And Ben Simmons now questionable. Thank you for that. That actually is awesome because that helps us with the look here for D'Angelo Russell. So I like that. We should be right. We should be looking at Joel. That means I got to go back to this game. Dame's the top candidate. Joel should do well. I'm not touching Joel. Sorry. Yeah, we're not going near that right now. Man is just as likely to finish this game in the second quarter as he is the fourth. In fact, I would put that at a 50-50 shot. Does Joel leave the game by half or does he play the whole game? I would give you plus 100 on that, both sides, and see how you want to play it. All right. So we're off this. We're in this one. We can at least work with this. This is going to have some high props, but I really still hate myself for not taking Joker. It's because I missed the 28.5 is where we're at. Bro, you weren't in the show. We're talking about how I like Julius Randle over 4.5 assists, but I don't like minus 145. So I want to pair something that's minus 300 with Julius Randle so that I can get that about plus 100, plus 125 is where we're talking. So keep all that in mind. Let me see. Or he gets ejected because he's a bitch. All right, let me look at Nikola. I do still think Nikola's going to crush him. I don't know if Zach LaVine's the guy though. It's really about Zach and my lack of desire to bet on Zach LaVine. I'll be honest with you guys. All right, Nikola on the points. It's still 30.5. We know what he did last night to try to match what the fuck Wemby was doing. So he had 41 last night. Wemby have Wemby. Yeah, no, it's not about the de-juicers aren't the thing that screw us, right? And I do agree. Like if you don't like something, then just take it. But I don't want minus 145, so I'm fine with losing one of the two legs because I'm either not playing minus 145 or I'm playing it with one other bet. It's just kind of how I'm looking at that one. But no, I don't ever recommend taking like the alt line as much as you can, but I'm trying to find something for this one. That's how much I like the 4.5 more than the 5.5. But the Nuggets game here. What time do we? So we've been doing this for about an hour at this point, and I'm feeling like I might need to like sit down somewhat by myself and find this stuff. To be honest, what do we have here? We got D'Lo from today. Yeah, Joker 25 plus. That's a thing I'm realizing too. Is just that like this stuff. Yeah, this stuff. I hate doing it. I hate adding the shit like we're talking about here. All right. We got Sohan back in this game. Let me start at the top of this one, and this might be all that I have time for. So if we have time for one more game here, then which one should we be looking at is the real question. Let's let the injury report dictate that for us. Memphis is going to be a dumpster fire of an injury report. Don't have time for that. Hawks, we don't know about Jalen. We don't know about Trey. Don't have time for that. Got Kawhi in there though, pretty exciting. Do we have odds? This is what I should be looking at right now. I think the Clippers are probably getting too raw of a deal here for winning their division. What is that at right now? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the Warriors are not good, and neither are the Suns, and neither are the Lakers. Lakers are all right, not that good though. Austin Reeves is pretty good. Let's see about team. Where do we get to these futures here on DK? Where are you at? Let's get back to the NBA for a minute. Get me off of games and get me to. Oh, it's probably locked while these games are about to go right now, and then they're going to reopen. That's so dumb. Yeah, these are all just in-game looks right now for players and shit. So I can't get the futures looks right now if they have them locked. We'll come back to it, but I would recommend betting on the Clippers to win the pack if you have that at like plus 200 or so. I think that's the way to go. All right. Cooked out. All right. So which one are we finalizing here with? I think that means that we have to go to Spurs Nuggets because there wasn't much on the injury report for Spurs Nuggets, I don't believe. Let me see real quick. Denver, Spurs. So still Ago and just now Sohan's questionable.
What about assists for D'Lo if Simmons is out?
Yeah, we've got the PA. So like I don't
want to double dip.
I don't know if we need to. And this is going to go straight up, right? And now the points have already gone up. The assists are at 7.5. I mean, if you want to take like a double and get crazy, go for it, right? Now you're just talking about like taking some long shots, including D'Lo, but we got him at the right moment in time before the Simmons news, so that was a little bit lucky. Kind of happy to take our CLV and run, if you know what I mean. And CLV won't feed your kids though. Just keep that in mind. That's my favorite statement. What was the last one I was looking at? We're off that. We're on here. We got Sohan questionable. We got Wemby scoring 1 million fucking points last night. What was the boards at? What did he end at? 18 of them. He had he had 15 in the first half. Keep that in mind too. That's crazy. He had like a double in the second quarter. 25 rebound chances. This is what I like the most. This is what Denver's giving up to centers the most is the rebounds. And the points actually not as much. And we attacked the points for them last year, like centers points against the Spurs. But this year, they're a lot better, right? They're not good, but they're middle of the pack. Basically like top 15, top 12, limiting points to centers, but they're giving up like the 5th most rebounds to centers, 3rd most. And then now that Wemby got 18 last night, now they're up to 3rd most that they're giving up to centers. So do we just go back? What's this? It's got to be 12 and a half, 13 and a half. Oh, wow. We're still at 11 and a half. All right. And head to head, how many times they played this season? Once. And then last season, he did pretty well on the boards too. Yes. Once he started playing like 34, 37 minutes, got a lot of rebounds over multiple times here. We're going to get the price at minus 106 on Caesar for him to get 12 boards, which is not something he's done that much this season. We should also point that out. He's at 10.6 on the season. Obviously, in the last bunch of games, he's been doing better, but to start the season too. This is last year. I'm sorry. This year, though, it's the same shit. It's 10. Not over in very many. 11 and a half is just a really, really high number. I get the matchup once again, but you got to see a number, play a number. And I see this number and I'm not playing 11 and a half. Threes. How many did he shoot yesterday? He shot 6 of them, not 9 or 10. Like we would like 3.5 when he just shot only 6 is kind of wild, to be honest. And I didn't look at the matchups in that game to see who actually was guarding Wemby, to be honest, which I would need to do. Which is going to take more time than people on a live show probably want to see. Sohan, what did HB do without Sohan? I was almost ready to bet on rebounds. He did get the 4 rebounds. I was ready to bet on him for a bad rebounder like HB, but when he's playing without Sohan, those rebounds go way, way up. That's something to keep in mind if Sohan doesn't play. Someone was talking shit on Jamal Murray earlier, which I'm always down for because I just don't like his game, to be honest. But I just think he's soft, I guess, is the other part of it. It's Wemby's birthday. Joyeux anniversaire to Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, I don't know. Does that matter? Do we like that? We gotta get that. My buddy has stupidstats.com or something, and he still hasn't put up the birthday stuff that we need to look at. He's gonna pull through and like have all the birthday numbers come through for everybody. We could just look at it real easy. If you're watching, you should probably get that done, bro. Ray. Still like Michael Porter without Ago. I mean, if you look at him this season without Aaron Gordon, we should probably just be blind betting him at this point. He scores about 20 points per 36 without Aaron Gordon. He's at 19.8 on the season without him. We're still getting an 18.5 point prop here against San Antonio, who is bad against the catch and shoot. No, good against the catch and shoot. They're bad against the pull up. They're very good against the catch and shoot. They're bad against the pull up. But Michael Porter Jr. still does a lot of pulling up. In fact, he does the most after Jamal Murray. He might even do more than Jamal Murray. So we shouldn't really be scared of him. And he's at, 14, 18, 14. So if he shoots the ball 14 times this season, yeah, I think Michael Porter Jr. is going to end up being just a system play bet of like, you're giving me 18.5. Wow, plus money on Pinnacle. Yeah, that's probably, I know I'm just like talking to myself at this point, but that's kind of what I need to do to be able to find these picks right now because I'm a little bit lost and we have like a couple hours till these games tip. I don't think we got much else for the early games, to be honest, at this point. We got to know what happens with Brad Beal. So once this stuff comes out in the next like hour and a half is when I'm going to be able to make these plays on a lot of this stuff. And obviously all these injury reports. So yeah, I think that's about what we're going to be able to do here. I don't disagree, Patricio. CB let me down last night, but I also let everybody down by just betting Christian Brown points when Free Sauce was liking the assist too, and my man's dimed up last night, so that was on me. Free Sauce got that one right. I think he played the assist too with that one, but let's see. Maybe I'll just run through the chat too. Oh, wow. A Nuggets fan in here talking about this. I mean, look at this guy. He's got to be a Nuggets fan. He's got a mustache with that brown jacket in front of, I think that might be Yosemite, but that Sam Husis on Twitter. Tell me you're not from. I'm just kidding. This is my friend. I know he's from Denver. Tell me that guy does not look like he's from Denver though, with that fucking mustache. Don't let him near your kids, everybody. But no, he actually knows what he's talking about. The Nuggets. Nuggets rotated a lot of smalls on Wemby all game. Thank you. That was the matchup. I'm shitting on my friend, and that was actually the matchup info that I was looking for. Thanks, Samo. Appreciate you, bro. We're going to the Dubs game tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Go Broncos. Let's see if I'm missing anything. All right, we're good. I think I'm gonna have some more work to do though. Yeah. So on Saturdays we've been rolling 4:30 p.m. I think that's going to be the play moving forward, and then on the weekdays we're going to keep rolling 5:30 p.m. Eastern as well. So say that moving forward. Wow, this is an interesting, sexy price right here. Sorry to cut you off here, but D'Lo double. Oh wow, with Simmons out, the double jumped down. That's crazy. We could have hit that earlier. That would have been nice. Dumb, but that was nice. Yeah, we're in agreement about the PA for D'Lo for sure. Let's see. Oh, Kawhi 15 plus. Doug, you crazy bastard. Kawhi 15 plus points. Godspeed, my friend. I do hope that if you take that hits for sure. Yeah, I think that's true. I think they should both have the same odds. Once we get those odds coming back out for the Clips, I think I'd prefer them. They still have another weapon, and like they got a bullet in the chamber, right? Like Kawhi is that bullet that they haven't fired yet. So I know he has one, maybe half a knee, but just like it's still a very good basketball player. Let's give him a chance. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's anything y'all brought up that I haven't had. Man, I just hate him so much, man. I basketball hate, but all right. What am I adding to the that's the last thing I'm gonna do. All right, let's take Dame 20. That's going to be the play. I'm going to hit Dame 20. I don't even know if I'm going to put this out in the VIP. This will just be a live show. So the bet that I'm taking here is going to be Dame to get 20 plus points. And we're going to add that to the Julius Randle assist. So I'm going to the Dame game here. Let's get over to game lines. Let's look at this Dame one. Let's add it. We're going to go over 4.5 assists for Jay Randall. But we're not taking that in the same game parlay, because that's going to give us worse odds. Let's see. Tell me it went up too. No, it's still 4.5 is minus 145 on DraftKings. That's the best price that we found. So I'm going to add that to Dame 20 plus. Minus 320. That gives us plus 121. Technically, this is shorting us 4 cents, but we're still going to take it. So that's going to be the live show parlay. There is 4.5 assists over for Julius Randle, 20 plus points for Dame Lillard. All right. We will be back on Monday with the 5:30 p.m. show per usual. So definitely want to check that out and jump in there. If you do want to jump in the VIP, so you're not missing any of these plays, like I'm about to go back into the VIP here over the course of the next couple hours as these games are rolling out, and get that going before I get some NFL picks for tomorrow. But if you do want to jump in the VIP, go ahead and use code LYB when you sign up for any one of these books that you see here. Underdog, BetMGM. We also got a couple books in the description of the video, links in there. So if you want to use those to get to use code LYB, and then you will get a free month in the VIP Discord. If you prove that to me, just hit me up at JL Boogie on Twitter and Discord. Send me a screenshot that you did sign up for these books using LYB as the code, and I'll get you that free month in the VIP Discord. Up 47.5 right now. Lost 2 last night. Still up a big on the season. So feeling good about this moving forward. We'll have some plays up for Sunday as well for football and NBA tomorrow as well. So we'll be looking at that stuff with you guys here in the VIP in just a bit. So if you are in there, I'll see you in a minute. Best of luck on all y'all's bets tonight. Until we see you next. Happy betting.